On a very basic level, we're here to share with one another. We're here to help each other. And we need each other. That's one thing I've learned after I left from Germany, where I'm back again now, to America, and during my marriage. That is something that my mom said before I left. She said, Christoph, people need each other. And I vehemently denied that, because I was very much within myself. Of course, to a certain degree, I still am. But I'm aware of that. And I really am aware that people need each other. That sharing, and in essence, we're here to share with one another. And that also in this world, it's all about production and consumption. Not to talk about that again, but it is a somehow very cold world where people live side by side. Communication is very, very superficial. So I'm very much touched by the human contact. And I very much crave that for me, even though still I somehow push that away, because I'm very much again within myself. I'm a very intense person. But that is the thing also, and I'm going to talk about this here for a second, the thing about personal development, or personality development, or different personalities. We all have one of those. We all have developed a personality. That is different, of course, from person to person. Of course, on a deeper level, we all are more alike than we are different. But the challenge is to get to that point where we realize that we are all connected, that we are all related. Again, it's difficult in this world because we are all living in separate communities, and separate tribes, and separate cultures, all organized or gathered together by different interests, different political interests, religious interests, belief systems, philosophies, opinions. Everybody has one of those. And we somehow are attached to that. And I think also attachment to a certain degree keeps us from realizing that we basically all want the same thing. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be loved. We all want to be understood. We all want to belong. We all want to matter. But yeah, when we look at the realities of the modern world, it is difficult. It is very, very difficult, and you might realize this for yourself, some of those challenges that you might have. Missing the human contact, realizing the rat race of life, which leaves one somewhat drained, exhausted, with a sense of meaninglessness. We're all replaceable. We all have jobs, and we want to have, of course, and we look for having a good job that pays a lot of money. And when we have one of those, we are happy. When things go our way, we're happy. But then when something happens and we lose that, when things are difficult, we are left alone. We are left drained. We are frustrated. And we don't know where to go. Ultimately, and that's one of the things also I've realized, is that when things are difficult, when we are dealing with loss or challenge, deprivation, this is the greatest opportunity for us to learn. And you might also have heard me say before that as I have come to consider and appreciate that we are all students, because we're here to learn lessons, but we're also teachers, because we all teach what we have learned. And so if you're negative, that is what you teach. If you're depressed, this is what you teach. If you're anxious, if you are angry, whatever it is, you have learned, you teach. So we all, and that is one of the titles I've given myself, we all are teachers of learning. As we are all practicing philosophers, we all practice our philosophy. Again, what's missing is the awareness. But what I wanted to say is also that we are all teachers, and we are also all mirrors, as we mirror back what we see in others. And so those people who are difficult for us to deal with are actually the greatest mirror, are actually the greatest teacher. Of course, that is something very uncomfortable to deal with. We don't want to deal with people who are difficult. We don't want to deal with people we don't like. But yeah, it is in being with others, and to allow other people to be, and to not compare other people to how we want them or need them to be, can we really learn our lessons. Because ultimately, if you consider again the concept of the mirrors, we're all mirrors. If we really look in the eyes of others, if we really look at others, and not only those people who are easy for us to deal with, not only looking at those people we like, not looking at those people we don't like, and who are difficult for us to deal with, there we can learn to see ourselves more clearly, and that's the point. Self-realization, or if you want, God-realization. And then of course it is about the actualization, the doing it, and the being it. And that's what we're here to learn, that's what we're here to experience, that's what Realize to Actualize is all about. Thanks for joining me again.